When I was a kid, I was a freak. I didn't like lemon poppy seed bread. How could you not like lemon poppy seed bread? I don't understand what was wrong with me. Now I'm kind of obsessed with it, and so obsessed that I make my fiance, Eric, go and get me lemon poppy seed muffins sometimes on the weekends. It's a problem. But they're just so good. How could you not like them? So I'm gonna be teaching you how to make my very own lemon poppy seed loaf. So that way you have lots and lots of lemon poppy seed bread to eat over the course of the week. And I'm gonna show you how to control the lemoniness of your lemon poppy seed loaf so it's not too lemony for you, but just the right amount. And I'm gonna show you how to make a really moist, light cake, but that's just the perfect denseness. Oh, this cake is so good. So let's get started. It starts with our dry ingredients. I have here a bowl with some flour in it. Obviously, you wanna start your cake with flour. And then the second ingredient is lemon zest. So I have some beautiful lemons here, and I'm going to zest 2 of them. That's the trick. So to zest a lemon, you're just going to take the very outside of the lemon off. So that bright lemon part, not the bright yellow part, not the white part right there. It's getting zesty in here. Woo! I have some poppy seeds, lemon poppy seed. You need your poppy seeds. Gonna add plenty of them in there. It looks like a lot, but it's actually gonna be the perfect amount. And then I have some baking powder, and that's going to make our cake rise, and it's also going to make our cake cakey. And then I'm gonna take a whisk, and I'm just going to whisk together all of our dry ingredients. So lemony fresh. Just smells so good. Oh man. Okay, so we're gonna set aside our dry ingredients, and we're gonna work on our wet ingredients, starting with sugar. I know it's a dry ingredient, but it's our only dry ingredient mixed with our wet. So I have quite a bit of sugar here, and then I have some melted butter, quite a bit here. I use salted butter. If you don't use salted, you need to add a little pinch of salt in here as well. You want to use melted butter because the melted butter really makes nice and moist cake. I've experimented with just regular butter that's been softened, and it doesn't come out the same. So then I have 2 eggs that I'm gonna crack-a-lack in. So final wet ingredient is some vanilla, and we're gonna add that right in. Try to use the real stuff, the real vanilla if you can. It's so much better. And then I'm just going to turn my mixer on, and I'm gonna let this go for about a minute or so until the mixture becomes really nice and light and almost whipped in texture. So here we go. Look how whipped our butter sugar mixture looks with the eggs. Isn't it so fluffy and nice? That's what you want. It's key to nice cake. So I'm gonna take our dry ingredients here, and I'm going to add in about half of this. And I'm gonna add in some whole milk here. It's very, very full. Add that right in. And then the trick of the trade is some buttermilk. And the buttermilk is going to play off the tanginess of the lemon, and it's just gonna add a whole other dimension, I'm telling you. So then I'm going to replace the whisk attachment that I had on the mixer with the paddle attachment. This is really made for cakes. And I'm gonna let this go until it's just incorporated. You can also use a hand mixer, or you can do this by hand if you need. Perfect. And then I'm gonna lift this guy up, and I'm just gonna take a spatula and just make sure that there's no loose pieces of that flour mixture. Great. And then I'm going to add in the rest of my dry ingredients right into the mixer. Boop. And the final ingredient is lemon juice. I just squeezed this lemon juice with all my muscles. And I'm just going to add the fresh squeezed lemon juice right into our mixer. And I'm gonna let this go until it's just mixed together. Don't overmix or else you're gonna end up with tough cake. So our batter is all mixed together. Look how beautiful it is. And I have a 5x9 pan here that I greased, and I'm just going to add all of my batter right into this greased pan. I'm gonna give my batter just a nice little shake here to make sure that the batter's even in our pan. And I'm gonna place this guy in the oven at 350 degrees for 50 to 60 minutes until a toothpick comes out nice and clean, a little bit of crumbs on it, but no batter. See you then. A beautiful, warm loaf of lemon poppy seed bread. Does it get better than that? I really don't think so. So I'm going to add an amazing lemon glaze on the top of our lemon poppy seed cake. And this is what I mean by controlling the amount of lemon that you put on the cake, because this lemon glaze is very, very lemony. So you can either put a lot of lemon glaze on or just a little bit. So I have here some confectioner's sugar, AKA powdered sugar, and I have a little bit of fresh lemon juice here. And I'm just gonna add the lemon juice right into our powdered sugar. And then I'm just gonna stir this all together. And you'll see that this is gonna turn into like a sticky glaze that I'm gonna pop right on the cake. So you can see it's this beautiful glaze. And if you wanna add a lot on, it'll make it very, very lemony, or you can add just a little bit on and it'll be less lemony. Also, you can control the amount of lemon even in the glaze by adding a little bit more lemon juice to this. Just make sure you don't do too much or else the glaze is gonna be too thin. Look at how perfect our glaze, when it dries on our cake, is going to be just so perfect. It's gonna get a little bit more kind of hard on the top. It'll stay right on the top for you. Make sure you don't put the glaze on when the cake is like boiling, boiling hot. You wanna wait at least 10 minutes. I can't wait to dig in. Of course, I'm gonna take the end piece off and then dig into the center, because I know Eric likes the end, but I like the middle. But look at this. It's a messy piece, but it's a nice and hot and warm and fabulous piece. Gotta get a little bit of the top with the glaze on it. I can consider myself a lemon poppy seed cake snob because I just eat so much of it. And this is the best lemon poppy seed cake ever, 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 ever. Check it out on tastefullygrace.com. You won't regret it. Joy to the world.
Action.
Did it come out of my mouth?